Hi, me again, and another lunchtime and another walk in Malden. Sorry for doing the same things regularly. I'm on contract in Malden at the minute. I'm a bit busy, so I don't have time on my lunch break to go jump in the car and go and drive somewhere any more interesting. So we're stuck with Malden on lunchtimes for a little while until I get a bit less busy at work, which I can't see happening anytime soon. And also, as well, sorry for a slightly pony video yesterday. It wasn't my best work, bit of a rush job, because I was rushing around in the morning. I realised I didn't have a video for the day, because last night I took my mum to see Bublé at the O2. Had the tickets booked for a while. It was a little present for her. It's always been a dream to see Bublé. And do you remember I said that I didn't have a present for my sister's 50th? I bloomin' forgot. When I booked those tickets ages ago for my mum, I only booked her one as well, didn't I? So all three of us went to see Bublé last night. £8.50 a pint in there. £8.50 a pint and £16.50 for a hot dog. Glad I was driving, because I couldn't afford to get hammered in there watching Bublé. It was quite good though. It was quite good. Didn't sing enough, or didn't sing any of the old Sinatra songs, which I thought was a shame, because that's my cup of tea. That it's very much my cup of tea. But no, good night. Expensive night. Was had by all. A bit tired today, so I didn't get home till it was about after 12. By the time I fought the traffic coming out of Greenwich. That's all right. It was worth it. It was worth it. Mum had a good time. That's pretty much all that matters, really, isn't it? So as always, I've got a few stories we can talk about. Go through some of your comments as well. And we're in Promenade Park in Malden today. It's the jewel in Malden's crown. I know I'm gassing on a lot about Malden lately, but it's nice to be contracted to go and work where I was brought up. That's where I grew up. I think we moved here when I was 8 or 9, and then I lived here till, I don't know, 25, something like that. No, because my first place was in Clacton. I was 22. But you know what I mean. You know the point I'm trying to make. It's nice to be contracted to work where you were brought up. It's nice. So anyway, let's have a look at some of these stories then, shall we? Is this camera working again? Right. Pensioners leading revolt against BBC with 350,000 in licence fee evasion. It made me quite happy when I saw that. It's an article that's come about from Dennis Reed at Silver Voices, who we've talked about on his channel a few times, haven't we? And Dennis Reed has said, instead of sending barrages of threatening... No, that's not what I'm looking for. New analysis by the organisation claims up to 357,000 older people are resisting paying, more than 100,000 higher than previously believed. I wouldn't have thought it was that many. But one thing I don't like, where is it? In the headline, it says 350,000 in licence fee evasion. I don't like the word evasion. Well, unless, of course, they are actually evading it. But we try not to use that word on this channel, do we? Because we're not evaders. We're not paying for something we don't require. How is that evading anything? But yeah, 357,000. 100,000 more than thought. I'm quite proud of the old people, you know. And the BBC are saying they're not going to enforce it. People who would have got the free one but haven't, they're not sending enforcement officers round. And they will. They can't leave 357,000 people. They can't, can they? It's going to happen. And they've been trained now, haven't they, by the Dementia Association, by watching a DVD or something, to deal with vulnerable people, the goons. So I hope it doesn't happen. I'm almost certain that if it does, there's going to be a horror story there. There's going to be a horror story there, isn't there? There's got to be. What else do we have to talk about as I come up here? You know, I'll spin the camera around. Look, it's good, this bit. So it's like an outdoor amphitheatre, and they do Shakespeare in the park and stuff down here in the summer, if you like that sort of thing. I'm not adverse to a bit of shaky, you know. Oh yeah, someone put in an FOI request about the TV licence dispensation for the coronation, wasn't it? Because they're saying you can watch it without TV licence. So I've got the what the information they released, quite a lot of it's redacted. But it does say here, big screen TV licence dispensation. The BBC has in the past allowed organisations to facilitate community screenings of BBC coverage of important national events. Occasions such as the recent royal wedding, blah blah blah. The Chief Customer Officer has confirmed that during an Operation Lion event, the BBC shall again grant a licence fee dispensation to allow access to BBC output as part of community viewing experiences in the UK. So they still haven't actually said the words, you can't watch it at home on your telly. But they're saying community settings, big screen settings. I mean, where they say it's for big screen uses. Well, where's their cut off of it? I've got quite a big screen. Can I watch it without a licence in my own home? That's the information the FOI request was trying to get. And they didn't get it. Which is the BBC all over, isn't it? I don't know. Will I watch it? I'm not a big royalist, you know, I'm not. But big events like that, I mean, you should watch them. Shouldn't you? It should be part of it. It's part of our history. Yes, I probably will watch it. Probably will. What's up next? Oh, yeah. Our friend is back. Match of the day host Gary Lineker wins £4.9 million tax battle with HMRC. There was a bit of a problem with that, is that he was, if he was classed as an employee, I believe it was, or it might be the other way around, then he would have had to cough up over £4 million in tax to HMRC. It's all to do with the IR35 thing, which I don't fully understand. I've got a friend of mine who works in IT, and he does these contracts, and he was IR35, and he tried to explain it to me. It goes right over my head, right over my head. I mean, I have to pay tax for this. The little bit of money I make for this, I have to declare it because I'm not getting into trouble. My old man was in some tax problems once. I'm not doing it. So I have an accountant do that for me. I don't understand half of that either. All I know is it'd be easier if I didn't make any money off of this. But I don't make a lot. I make a little bit, but you've got to declare it, haven't you? I'm not getting into trouble. I'm not getting into trouble. Especially when you put your face out there, when you start sort of tackling the establishment like I am. It's not worth getting into trouble, is it? But yeah, Gary looks like he's come out clean. HMRC has claimed he should have been classed as an employee of the BBC and BT Sport for presenting duties rather than as a freelancer. And the taxman pursued him for £4.9 million, he said, was owed on his income between 2013 and 2018. So what do you reckon his tax rate would have been? Even if we say 50% tax rate, which I don't think it is, be 40, 45%, wouldn't it? That tells you how much Gary Lineker earned between 2013 and 2018. If his tax bill for that would have been 4.9 million quid. So he's not going down any food banks anytime soon, is he? And again, I'm not having a personal dig at the man, because the only care I have is why he's getting paid so much via the BBC from hard-working families in the UK. You know, you can earn that kind of money. Good luck to you. I wish I could. Bloody right, I wish I could. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Tax bill 4.9 million would be a lot. That'd sting. That'd sting, wouldn't it? Be able to put fuel in my Bentley for a couple of weeks. Let's have a little look. It's nice down here, isn't it? I want to get my shoes muddy again, right? Like the other day when I did the one, when I was walking about by the boats. Got my shoes muddy again. And the office floor was caked in mud once it started drying off, and I got told off. Now I've got to clean the floors today. So, yeah, not good. Got told off a bit. Right. What else have we got? Oh yeah, there's a post on Money Saving Expert Forum. I thought it was interesting. I thought we could have a chat about it, see where you stand on this, right? I recently bought a second-hand smart TV from a charity shop. When I got home and connected it to the internet, I found I am able to access the previous owner's film and TV streaming services, including those that are paid for. I don't have the budget to subscribe to these myself, and I work nights, so provided I only use them a little bit during the day when the previous owner is unlikely to want to, would it be wrong to do so? So I think it's more of a moral question than a legal question. What would you do? Because I did this. I bought a telly for my mum put on her bedroom wall when she was poorly, and I had to send it back to Amazon, but I'd already logged into Netflix and everything. I blooming well forgot to log out, didn't I, before sending it back. And I've taken a wall off this. I swear this used to have a wall on it, this little cabiny thing where you can sit. Spend some time in here when I was 14 or 15. I did. Fridays and Saturday nights, bottle of 2020, 10 Red Band, lovely. That's where I used to hang out. It's not a worse place to hang. It's not exactly horrible in a city, is it? It's quite lucky, I guess. But anyway, would you, if you bought a used telly off eBay or you went to the charity shop, whatever, and you found it was still logged into Netflix or his Amazon Prime, whatever, would you access it? Would you use it? Let me know in the comments below. If I couldn't afford to buy Netflix, I probably would. I probably would. Because the owner can still log out, or the owner of the account can still log out, still log that telly out. You can just go into your account and check. Because I had a look the other day, just for fun, about what devices were logged into my Netflix. And my ex in Spain been logging in on her phone and on my telly that I paid for, that's out there watching Netflix. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. So I logged it out, right? I kicked it off. I didn't change the password, I just kicked it off just to see if she would log back in. And she did, like, the next day. I don't know, it's all right. It's no problem. We're still on talking terms, it's absolutely fine, I don't mind. She's welcome to use it if she wants. But what would you do? Would you use it or would you sign out? Interesting, right? What else we got? Windy today. I hope you're not picking up too much wind. So this used to be this pond thing in the middle here. Used to be able to swim in that. I never used to have all the reeds and that round here. It used to be for swimming. I wouldn't have recommended swimming in it, but people did. Grim. East Renfrewshire politician calls for reform to TV licence fee. Another politician's jumping on it. Good. More politicians is more better. I mean, everyone says everyone says to me, you should tell people to contact their MP. And I'm like, I just don't see MPs actually doing anything. But maybe if enough of them get on board. Yeah, maybe. Speaking in a Holyrood debate, Eastwood MSP Jackson Carlaw highlighted the popularity of streaming services such as Netflix, blah, blah, blah. He noted that many people aged under 35 are no longer paying the licence fee because they are instead watching programmes available on streaming services. Well, he's actually been paying attention then, obviously. And I said, my niece is, got a niece who's 24, and I don't think she watches one thing on normal telly. They just can't get in, get their head around having to wait till Wednesday at 8 or whatever to watch your favourite show. The world they were brought up in is I want to watch what I want, when I want to watch it, and as much of it as I want to blooming watch. And I've got no problem. It's the future of television, isn't it? So at least this guy's paying attention. When people of my generation were growing up, the BBC was watched by 20 million people every week. But today, programmes on terrestrial television are sometimes at the top 10 with fewer than 3.5 million viewers. That's, again, a fair point. Like, the most watched broadcast TV show in British history was Christmas Day EastEnders, when Den served Angie with divorce papers. 30 million people. 30. That's a lot of people. Can you imagine half the British population today sitting down to watch one TV channel? It never happened. There's too much choice, too many things. So yeah, he's on the ball. He's let himself right down here. I support the principle of the licence fee, but as a funding model over the next 10 or 20 years, it will not be a reliable source of income for the BBC. So he does support it. That's not gone well. But we've now seen, because we looked the other day, didn't we, at the stats for ITV and their income. And the ITV are now generating as much income as the TV licence fee generates. So there's no argument to have the TV licence fee anymore. The BBC can just go commercial and it'd be done. It's nice down here. I like looking at the boats and that. I quite fancy a boat. Not one of these boats, like a super yacht kind of boat. You never know. One day. Right, let's go through some of your comments again. See what you've been talking about. It's cold again though. Isn't it cold? Yesterday was horrible. Peeing down and grey. Horrible, isn't it? Not a good day to drive to London, but at least it was. The O2 was freezing though. Absolutely freezing. I'm glad I took a big coat. Right, question. I pulled up at the lights in my Alfa Romeo and alongside came a Fiat 500. The lights turned green and I gunned it. To my surprise, it was off like a rocket and was gone. It was in a Abarth, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, well, you all know now that I'm quite the Abarth fan. I'm on my third one. Quite the fan. And yeah, they are quick. They're like the size of a shoe, aren't they? And there's some people that have got them tuned up to over 200 horsepower. I think you can get them from the factory. Over 180 horsepower for a teeny tiny little car. How quick. They are good fun. I like it. We love goon videos. Keep them coming. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could get enough goon videos. No one's sending them to me anymore because everyone's putting them on their own TikTok. So I'm going to check TikTok more often to get some. I do have a stack of them that people have sent in. I've been saving for a couple of months, but they're not the most exciting ones. They're mostly ones where the goons have knocked on the door and no one's answered, kind of ones that have been captured on a Ring doorbell. I will put them up. I want to do more of them. If I can get more, I will do more, I promise. If BBC are on YouTube, wouldn't they be getting ad revenue too? I find that disgusting. Well, if you find that disgusting, you'll be finding a lot more stuff about the BBC disgusting. Yes, BBC YouTube. If you watch it in the UK, you won't see any ads. They're stopped because they can't do it. But if you like use a VPN or something and pretend to be in another country, any country, and then you watch BBC stuff on YouTube, yep, you'll see ads. But that's why they're changing this BBC News thing, so they can show ads for the world market. You won't see any ads in the UK, but if you watch the same BBC News channel anywhere else in the world, you get ads. And don't forget UK TV, Dave Gold, all of that. All 100% owned by the BBC, showing ads on shows you paid for a long time ago with your TV licence fees. It's dirty, and I don't know how they get away with it. I really don't know how they get away with it. Here's a question for you. Are you breaking the law if the TV has an aerial connected to the set, but at the same time when one of these people call round, the set is switched off? Well, not technically, no, because the licence isn't based on what equipment you have. It's based on what you use that equipment to do. So technically you could use that aerial to listen to the radio through your television, but it's hard to justify having the aerial connected to the telly if you're not watching broadcast TV, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Just unplug the aerial, box it off, cut the cable, whatever. But you got to remember, you're not letting these people in anyway. They're not allowed in, are they? You're not letting them in, so it's immaterial. So no one should be coming in to inspect it. You shouldn't be talking about it to them if they knock on the door. You just say, no, thank you, and you close the door. Simple, isn't it? Hello. It's like National Dog Walking Day down here today. Is watching a recorded programme that was originally broadcast 2 or more days prior still classed as live TV in iPlayer or catch up on 4? I get this a lot. Questions like this. So I'm watching, the programme isn't live, it was filmed 4 days ago, but it's being broadcast on Channel 4 today. Or I'm watching a +1 channel, that's quite a common one. Loads of people always say that to me. But a +1 channel isn't live broadcast, is it? Well, it is, because it's the same programme that was on another channel an hour ago. It just happens to be on this channel now. It's a fresh channel. And I don't mean live as in happening now, broadcast television. So it doesn't matter if the show's old. Let's make sure I'm understanding what he's trying to say correctly. Yeah. So it's trying to say that a show that, you know, isn't, like, say you want to watch Top Gear, for instance, right? That's not live, that's not happening right there and then, is it? It was filmed months ago. Can you watch that because that's not live? No. They don't mean live as in happening right now. They mean live as in broadcast TV. If it's been broadcast now, you can't watch it. Take your aerial down. I mean, if you mean business, why not? Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. I mean, my old place, had an aerial on the roof and a sky dish on the front as well, but they weren't connected to anything. And why should I go to the expense of taking these things down if I don't want to do it? You don't need these things anymore, and if you're in the position you can get them taken down, take them down. But I'm not going to spend money doing that on a rental property. None of my business. So yeah, the best thing to do, like Mr. H's Hot Pot is always talking about it, and who's the other one as well? He doesn't do TV license stuff anymore, but they're always saying, Mr. Jones, that's it, Mr. Jones, 1972. Their big thing was put a blanking plate in. So if you've got like the aerial socket in your wall, put in a blanking plate or cut the cable, whatever. You don't need to take anything off the roof. It's immaterial, and it's not proof. Having an aerial on the roof is not proof that you're watching something you shouldn't be watching. So I won't worry about it. Hi John. I watch out for your podcast most days, along with 70,000 other discerning people who enjoy your honest and friendly chats. Plus now you are sharing with us all around the areas you live, and I feel sharing with us more of yourself. 70,000, John. Lol, just don't ever say, oh, if you're passing, call in for a brew. It's not 70,000 yet. Hopefully one day. I can't believe how many people watch this nonsense that I put out. I can't believe that. I think it's 26 million views now. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I won't be inviting you all in for a brew. But yeah, looking forward to getting to 70,000. Oh God, look at this hill. It doesn't look as steep on the video as it does to me. So I'll resume this when I get to the top of the hill. Now the microphone's so sensitive, everybody thinks I'm knackered because all you can hear is my breathing. I'm not that bad. I can't get this microphone set up right. When I cancelled my TV licence, I told the customer service that I only watch ChilliJonCarne on YouTube and therefore does not require a licence. Yeah, I don't know if they know me. I know the goons do, I know some of them do, because I'm costing them money, aren't I? But the customer service people, or general people at the BBC, I don't know. I don't think I'm that well known. I'm just a small YouTuber, and that's a huge organisation, isn't it? But funny. They should have that on the thing, shouldn't they? Why are you cancelling your TV licence today? I no longer watch live TV or all the questions, and then the bottom one's because Chilli told me to. That'd be quite funny. Ah, I'm all out of questions, look. Should have stayed at the bottom of the hill, shouldn't I? Never mind. I'm going to go get the car and brought my own lunch in today. I have got a Heinz Big Soup, lamb and vegetable, because I'm too tight to keep going out buying food all the time. So I'll go back to the car, put back to the office, crack on with it, and I'll see you in the next one. I've had quite a few comments and emails about my old Jag as well. I haven't found it yet, but a lot of help trying to find it, so that's good. So I'm hoping one day to be able to bring you a video where I go see my old Jag. Can you imagine? That'd be good. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll get to 70,000, and I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.